All right. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Just thought I'd chit-chat a little bit and then share something with you down here. Nothing too special, but something. Let me think. Let's see. What's been going on? So, still messing with the, as I point to what you can't see yet again. Picture a beautiful, vast, miniatures tabletop full of Civil War soldiers, and now a new addition, bona fide cavalry. That's still going on, and then I've transformed the kitchen into a Kriegspiel fest. I've got this, the guy that, Bowen Simmons, or Rachel Simmons, who did Napoleon's Triumph and Bonaparte Marengo, was going to, or was working on, an Eylau. And for those of you that know or don't know, Eylau is one of my favorite battles of all time. Was working on an Eylau. Kill the music here. An Eylau game. So if anybody's familiar with his work, same style, area movement, beautiful map. That's as far as it got, the map. But because of the map, you're able to work your magic and print that off if you are so inclined, which I have done. The map is so beautiful, it's just periodically screams at me for something to be placed on it, and every so often I drag it out, try and do something, create something, get the gears going. What can I come up with? I came so close as to take this, and oh, God forbid you play this the way it's supposed to be played. No, you're going to take the map that's included and the counters and translate their position on the map in this game to the map that I've created out there. That's how you do this game, right? If you're insane, that's how you do it. Also, I looked at, that's an Eylau game. This is also an Eylau game, but this is a headache for what it's worth. It's not an awful game, but when it comes to setting up, it is a real chore for what you get out of it. And then the other thing that we'll get to, so let's just go down here. I think that covers it for now. Oh, I did place 2 new pre-orders. I officially put the Hollow Legion's new print, I think this is the 3rd edition for ASL, on pre-order, as well as a new fangled, it's $18, so how can you go wrong? ASL starter kit, something or other, that's on pre-order. So, couple bona fide cardboard games on pre-order, so fancy that. Let's go down here. Look at this, Napoleons Art of War. This is also a kind of Eylau game that I've been looking at. And as I was flipping through this, it was also kind of fun to see what is in this issue. So this is a PDF issue of Strategy and Tactics, July, August, number 75, and we have, oh, that's a nice face shot. I'll refrain from doing that ever again. 1979, so yours truly was all of 6 years old, but a vast majority of the stuff included here I came to familiarize myself with rather quickly once I got old enough. Some of you may actually remember purchasing this issue. That's something, I guess. But I thought I'd share this and flip through with you guys because it's kind of an interesting stroll down, again, memory lane for some of you, or Nostalgiaville, however you want to look at it. And let's see, so again, it's 1979, and we'll talk about the games that are included when we get to them. So we're looking at what we got, Freedom and the Galaxy. I never played that. We have a nice article in here from Albert Anolfi regarding Napoleon's Art of War, and I guess I should back up a little bit. Why do I have a PDF of this? In the past, I've been able to download and print off certain things from a particular site that I will not name, because I'm sure it's probably illegal. And but the site exists, and if I'm not making money off of this, then what the hell? Plus, a lot of this stuff is out of print. And anyway, that's where I got this. And yeah, so Napoleon's Art of War. Nice article in here. Gives a breakdown of a number of things. Pre-revolution, during the revolution, then you got manpower. And it's you've got your little battle of maneuver chart there, and a battle of attrition chart, which falls under the, you have a tactics headline and an operations headline, a strategy headline. But that's not all. We get to, here's a nice article on ILO. Dresden, article on that. And then we get to this. I'm not even sure why they did this, but it's pretty cool that they did. It has a breakdown of the military leadership of the French and the Allies, I'm assuming in particular for these battles that are included, but it does say 1792 through 1815, so maybe for the entire duration. And a number of stats that are included. So, for instance, Napoleon has an STR stat. What is an STR stat? That is an ability to plan, conduct, or participate in strategic operations. You have an OPN, it's a 5, and I think, yes, 5 is the best you can get. Then an OPN stat, which is your operations stat. That is your ability to plan or conduct a combat operation. It's also a 5. Then attack ability, which is your ability to lead troops tactically. That is a 5. But then it drops a notch when it gets to ADM. What is that? That's the administrative ability. Napoleon, not the best according to strategy and tactics when it comes to administrative ability. And who was better than him? Well, Berthier is apparently better. Davout is better. That's interesting to look at. Gov, or GOV, that's your government, a capacity to conduct military government. He's a 5 there for Napoleon. And then REL is reliability. It doesn't say much more about it, but he's a 4, not the best. And then ACT, which is period of command activity. And this lists a B. B equals both, so all the way through, so there breaks it down into 2, 1792 to 1800 and 1800 to 1815, and that is the stats for both of those periods. Now it does have notes on the side here for Napoleon. It says he declines after 1808, so he kind of apexed or arced or reached his peak, if you will, at 1808, and then went somewhat downhill from there. That can be argued, obviously. You could say it didn't happen until 1812, but that's that. It's very interesting, and I'm sure this would come in handy for anybody that is into designing their own stuff, and I didn't know this was in here until I stumbled upon it. Very cool that they included this. And then it gives a textual breakdown of what they call leadership. What else do we have? A comparison between British and French field artillery. You've got your everything from your howitzers to your 3-pounders all the way up to your 12-pounders. Breaks down by, let's see, crew, team, range. The charge in kilograms, the projectile weight in kilograms. Not sure why you would need that, but your weight, overall weight of the artillery piece. Anyway, interesting stuff there as well. Then we get to musketry, and it has a handy little chart here in addition to a nice breakdown of musketry. Your range, according to trials in 1790, and your range here, it states 300 meters accuracy of 20%, 200 meters accuracy of 25%, 140 meters, you're getting an accuracy of 40%, and at 70 meters, you're getting an accuracy of 70%. And I'm sure it breaks down to other factors when it comes to that accuracy. But that also very interesting when it comes to designing your own stuff. And then it breaks down your musketry by country. So when it comes to, what is this, RF, is that rate of fire? Yeah, rate of fire and range. Now when it comes to Austria, Prussia, and Britain, you've got a farther range than France, and I believe that's because of rifles. So there's that. More stuff, Armies of Europe, Armies and Organization. It's a great article in here, by the way. And then this, For Your Eyes Only. I don't know if any of you remember this. It's an open intelligence summary of current, they say, military affairs. And for this time period, 1979, this was written, or edited, I should say, by Dunnigan and Volkowski, among others. U.S. warships are apparently vulnerable. An improved Soviet Sagar, expendable jammers, what else? Gun dish modification, specific backfires. Tactical air reinforcements in Europe, new Soviet reconnaissance vehicle, etc. These were included. I don't know that they still do this in strategy and tactics, but I think they were included in each issue. I don't... The motivation behind producing this For Your Eyes Only thing, I wonder... It'd be funny if the military actually had something to do with this, saying, you've got to insert this stuff so it'll be easier for us to pass new military expenditure budgets. The public will be aware of our shortcomings and say, hey, we need to pass this budget. I don't know. That's conspiracy, hearsay, conjecture. Then we get to the game that's included, Eylau Dresden. I don't know this is the first time we see this thing. I want to say this was released as a standalone game in '77, but check my math, I could be wrong. Eylau Dresden. This will include your rules, and interesting thing down here, removing the rules from this issue, and it says open the magazine to the center, bend the staples with a penknife or screwdriver, lift out the rules, and close staples. I wonder how many injuries resulted from those instructions. But once you get your rules, it's all introductory, straightforward stuff. Nothing I'm going to go into in particular other than this is your basic rules for the games. And we'll take a detour here. Special offers, you must use the special order form and the issue to order these items. What can we order? Well, dog sale. You can get a dog. No. These games, while not only truly bad games, well, not truly bad games, just never stood the test of time. And then go on to say that Fall of Rome, Combined Arms, Rifle and Saber, Minuteman, and Scrimmage are all on sale, because they didn't sell as well as they thought they would. Ooh, Napoleon's Last Battles plus Napoleon at War. 2 great quads for $22. An article for Moves magazine. Alright. Fun stuff there though. How to be an SPI consumer. List prices have risen. And they talk about the fact that their prices did indeed go up, and here's why. Store sales grow while direct mail remains flat. Previous in-store profits were low. The upward adjustment reflects the realities. A discount structure designed for the subscriber buyer. Blah, blah, blah. And then here's the 10 best sellers from SPI at 20% off. 4, 5, 6, I only see 9. So where's the 10th? Anyway, War of the Ring, The Great War in the East, The Next War, Battle for the Ardennes, Creature That Ate Sheboygan, for $3.20. How about that? War in the Ice. Next war went for, at this time, $27.20. Battle for the Ardennes Quad went for $16. And here's some pre-publication offers. Save 30% on Bloody April, the Battle of Shiloh, and Commando, the combat adventure game. Here's back to our rules. And then here's some ILAO exclusive rules. Okay, the cool thing here is, right, the weather and combat, which is an optional rule, but I highly suggest its incorporation. After each combat, roll the die a second time and change the result as detailed in the following cases. A weather die roll of 5 changes a retreat result into an elimination result. A weather die roll of 6 changes the player affected by the result. So, for example, an attacker retreat becomes a defender retreat. Sheer chaos, folks. A weather die roll of 1 through 4 leaves the result unmodified. And there's no weather die roll after an EE result. So attacker eliminated, defender eliminated. What is EE? Everyone eliminated? I don't know. But that's cool, and it adds some of the cast. Now, if you remember, during this battle, there was a severe snowstorm going on that caused a little bit of havoc. And that's their attempt to reflect that. Stuff, then it goes into Commando, Special Forces, and operations in modern military organizations. You have to remember that the amount of stuff we had access to, or y'all had access to during 79, remember again I was 6 years old, it is nothing compared to what we have access to now. So I can imagine this was a hell of a big deal, the strategy and tactics, when it came out, with the amount of stuff that it has in it at your disposal. Again, no internet, blah blah blah. Everything is snail mail. So when this guy came out, again, I can imagine it was a big deal. What is this? Works in progress. In the production cycle. Excuse me. We have City Fight, Kursk. Was this a Eric Goldberg? This game puzzled me because this Kursk game was titled officially Eric Goldberg's Kursk, and I again, are we supposed to be already familiar with who Eric Goldberg is, and when we see that name, go, oh hell yeah. It's an Eric Goldberg game. Gotta get it. Not sure what Kursk is, but it's an Eric Goldberg game. I haven't heard his name mentioned otherwise outside of this Kursk game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I wouldn't know because I haven't played it. But I always wondered about the Eric Goldberg name attached to the title. Apparently, they thought that was a good would increase sales, I guess. There's an X-War update. Red Devils, British 1st Airborne at Arnhem. Stalingrad. This is by Butterfield. He says, I finally had the time to sit down with this epic. The game, designed by John Hill, concerns that, is this reviews, or maybe these are reviews, because it said works in progress. And there's no other heading, but this sounds already like a review. So this is John Butterfield talking about, oh, this is cool, John Hill's Stalingrad game. Now I have the, is this battle? Okay, let me just read. The game designed by John Hill concerns the battle for the city of Stalingrad in October and November of '42. City and surrounding suburbs take up the whole map. The game has everything: company, battalion-sized units of every type and designation, dive bombers, anti-aircraft, heavy bombers, trans-Volga artillery, pontoons, the Volga flotilla, General Chuikov, city militia, ground attacks, overruns, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Not to mention exploding oil tanks. However, all this great stuff has the playtesters lost in detail. So, okay, he's playtesting this, I would presume. Always discovering what they should have done after their defensive line or attacking spearhead has been decimated. Now, it's titled Stalingrad, but this has to be the Battle for Stalingrad game that was eventually released. Now, I have the redone newfangled edition, but I don't have the original John Hill edition, and I would gladly trade my new fangled fancy pants Battle for Stalingrad remake makeover for an original John Hill edition. But anyway, let's see, always discovering this should have done after their defensive line or attacking spirit has been decimated. At the moment, it takes over 5 hours, he says, to set up the game and play the first game turn, and it isn't until after the players have mastered the system that they can deploy their units effectively. In short, this fascinating project requires a lot of careful development, for I see that all the neat things included must be retained somehow while working the game to a manageable level. And, well, John, the two Johns, the Johns Butterfield, they did in fact do that, and it's a game that I don't have but want, because I would like to experience it, and I don't care for the newfangled re-release. Something called gossip. What's gossipy in 79? Gossip news about Normal, Illinois. That Game Designers Workshop is going through a cleaning and revision of its products. Good for them. John Hill, gossip, says he has another project due out maybe this year for Euro imports. This is a follow-up of Panzer Force, and the new game to be called City Blitz sort of gets you. It's a sort of kindergarten squad leader. I'll pass on that. Game Designer Workshop ad for Imperium. Let me get our games rating chart. What are we looking at for 79 here? Let's look at Napoleonic. Napoleon's last battle's highest rating. What ships Iron Men? Napoleon at War Quad. Wagram, Wellington's Victory. La Belle Alliance. Ligny, Quatre-Bras. Bataille de Moscow. Marengo, Wavre. Borodino, Eugene Auerstadt, and 1815 Waterloo, all ranked. Looks like the only Avalon Hill title in that bunch is Wooden Ships and Iron Men. The rest are, but this was their heyday, SPI. This was their golden era. And a couple GDW, but the rest SPI titles. World War II, and look at all of them. It's always been like that. Cross of Iron, Avalon Hill title, of course. And the rest are SPI and Game Designers Workshop. Panzer Blitz, another Avalon Hill title. Aerosalt on Crete. Anzio, Third Reich, Tobruk. Squad Leader, of course. All Avalon Hill titles. Russian Campaign. Got a price here. How much was Squad Leader when it came out? Where's that at? This is $12. And you could get the Cross of Iron Gamette, add-on Gamette for $12. Percent played. Boy, Panzer Group Guderian has a 53 percentile, and Group Played Kharkov has 63%. Squad Leader only has 14. The number would rise, I would presume. SPI bestseller list for March, April 79. Number 1, Middle Earth. Really? Number 2, Ardennes Quad. Number 3, Mech War 2. Number 4, Creature That Ate Sheboygan. Number 6, Next War. Some feedback questions. Here's an ad for 4 Battles Army Group South, which they say is the latest variation of a great game system. Anything else? And then a full page ad for Campaign for North Africa on the back. The ultimate in simulational realism. I've talked about this before. 1,800 counters, over 1,000 of them representing combat units. More than 15 types of tank. 5 23 by 34-inch 4-color maps. Enormously detailed logistical system that brings the nightmares of supply and maintenance in North Africa to life. A real nightmare indeed. And then an example of a map, some counters. Charts and tables example. Brigade TOE example sheet. That is strategy and tactics. Napoleons Art of War. Again, I only brought this out because I was mining the ILAO game to try and translate that to Bowen Simmons' ILAO map in the kitchen. And the map that comes in this game is nothing special. It's your basic Hex Encounter map. Of course, it comes in this variety because it's a downloaded PDF that I printed off. 8.5 by 11 sheets. Counters, nothing special either. I started mounting back in the day the Allies on these blocks and then realized I had no more blocks of this same size, and I don't even know where I got them, so that's on hold. But there's your counters. The backs of these counters have the setup hex where you place them, which is handy and convenient. So that's nice. But that's it. Yeah, that was a July-August 79 issue of Strategy and Tactics with 2 games. Standard for Strategy and Tactics, and Strategy and Tactics, of course, still going to this day. Good stuff. Well, that's about it. Next time I see you, don't know what I'll have in store, something. And we'll chat again soon. Talk to you guys later.